Word of God is a spiritual thing. Without it, you are done for. Without the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, the Bible would be like a dictionary, an history book. In fact, you can call it a book for ordinary. That's why you need the Rema. Waiting be the Rema, Rema, 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 Rema. Waiting be the Rema. See the boys and girls wanna kima, kima, kima. Me I got the demo. Grab my blessing in this arena, arena, arena. Expectations, now him be the mother of manifestations. Aha, through God's celebrations, now him be go grab your promotion. Hey yeah, in this our nation, if you know sweat I won't be say you no go get but still. In this our nation, people there where they know they sweat but they get. Hey yeah, then they live at the Rema. Some drive their own Toyota Carina, some carry their own umbrella. My people tell me what in be the Rema. Oh no 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 no, Holy Spirit.
Good afternoon, very distinguished viewers out there. My name is Ezekiel Utang, aka MC Black, reaching you here from the confines of the Uyo Catholic Media, powered by Sonax TV. Very delectable, lovely people out there. Today is gonna be a very impactful one, especially for the leaders of tomorrow, the youths. However, I'm not seated here alone. To my right, I am seated with a very beautiful, when I say beautiful, I really mean the very sense of the word beautiful lady by my side. On the right, can you say hi to the people?
Hi people, This is Samantha.
Thank you so much, Samantha, for being with us. And a gentleman from soul to crown, vice versa. You see that on my left. Say hi to the people.
Hello viewers, it's a pleasure having you on this podcast session today. My name is Cosmas Esiet.
Thank you so much, Cosmos Esiet and Samantha, for staying with me on this particular session. The topic for the day is the menace of unemployment. Of course, the inspiration is taken from youth unemployment and entrepreneurship. And so we want to consider what actually is unemployment, how do we handle this, what causes this and all that, and how do we bring our youths to being quite resourceful so that they can take, of course, their place in the future for them to start leading as it's supposed to be. And so I stay with you, Mr. Cosmos. And see it, what actually is unemployment?
I think unemployment has a very basic definition, and this definition has stuck with me for quite a very long time. I can remember vividly during my high school days as an economics student. Unemployment is a situation whereby people who are able to work, who are also ready to work, and who are also actively searching for work are unable to find work. That's what unemployment entails.
Thank you so much. Those people who can work and who are willing to work. Okay, that's a nice one. It's not just being able to work, but you are ready to do the work. Thank you so much. We're talking about unemployment. So they are willing to work and they are qualified to work, but there is no work. What would cause this?
Swiftly read from the definition itself, I think one of the major reasons we could say is nepotism. That's a situation, nepotism, which goes hand in hand in pari passu with favoritism, a situation whereby people who are actually who are eligible for the work, who are qualified to work, but are being denied the opportunity to work in favor of persons who are less qualified. Okay. Again, we can also look at corruption as one of the causes of unemployment. We've talked about corruption for a very long time. It's, would I say, a household name. Okay, so we can also look at skills mismatch. There are situations whereby the skills acquired by a certain individual do not match the job description. And in that case, it renders them jobless. And that could also be placed side by side with the structural unemployment. That could be the reason for structural employment. Okay, we could also look at technological advancement. There are so many companies, so many firms, so many enterprises that technology has actually replaced the work that should be done by human beings. And in that case, it renders those persons who would have ordinarily taken up those roles jobless. So that's just few of the reasons for unemployment. Again, we could also even look at the laziness on the part of these persons who are unemployed. Because it is one thing for you to have the skills, but again, are you actually ready to work? So many people will say, I'm unemployed, I'm looking for work, but you discover that when they eventually get this work, they will not put in their best. So that could also leave them jobless.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cosmos. You have really touched on something that is very contemporary, the exodus of manpower to robotics, where of course today AI has been the main, is actually it's fast becoming the mainstay of you doing one or two jobs, of course, to human satisfaction. Thank you so much. This has always been a problem. It's not today's problem. Unemployment and the youths, we need to handle this very seriously. Not just knowing what causes this unemployment, but we need to look at it from another perspective. How far has it eaten deep into the fabrics of the society? Samantha,
Oh, yes.
how has this unemployment affected the youth? How, and by extension, how has it caused the society not to be the way it should be?
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for the question. Of course, the effect of unemployment is far-reaching. Sometimes I may be unable to state them as many as there are, but I'm going to try my best. It is a sad reality. Every common man, I'm using the word common man, not common in a real sense. Of course, I may not have many, I may not have it a lot. That doesn't make me common, but a middle-class person finds it difficult. So when we say in unemployment, we are not really referring to the people of the high class, the people who are up there. So I'm going to talk about the effects that personally I am facing, and a couple of you looking at me or watching this session now are also facing. The reality is ranging from poverty, financial struggles, up to mental health issues, anger, anxiety, depression, as many as the effect. You see people are now living in, low standard life. People have choices. People would make decisions. People would want to enjoy their lives. People would want to live well. They imagine these things in their heads. But there is no ability, no capability, because they are jobless. The other time something trended on the social media space. The shoe of a certain person. A high-class man in the state. Someone at the top. A leader. Did you see the outroar? Did you see the anger? Did you see the hatred people poured? Do you know why? They believe that our leaders should be held accountable. Why are you putting on these millions of naira worth of shoe when I am hungry? When my mother in the village cannot afford a 2 square meal, or a square meal, or 2 square meals? Why? Why are you showing off? So you see that people are living in anger. Any little thing, the high rate of crime in a city, in a country, in a community, in an environment or a climate that is that unemployment has ravished. You see the high level of crime. No joy in the street though. No joy. So a lot is happening. If I want to count, I would go on and on. The effect is enormous, and it's really, really affecting everyone who is in that state. The person who wears the shoes understand what it feels like. And how about the pressure you mount on family and friends? Those are the effect. Because when you're hungry, you'll be forced to make a call. You are disturbing someone else's life. So it is a lot. It is a lot, sir.
Thank you so much. You see, personally, when you on the street, someone will ask you, bros, how many joy? I say, joy no day on our patience day. But the question is, for how long will we keep being patient? Thank you, Samantha, for bringing to bear the effects of unemployment on the society. I still stay with you. What do you think should be done to cushion these effects?
Okay, there are a lot to be done, but I'm going to start with the government because I am very familiar with one word, Commonwealth. There is an hyphen in between, or a hyphen in between, Commonwealth. Whenever I hear that a leader or a political leader or a governor or even the president or anybody in authority mismanaged the fund, my own Commonwealth, my community's Commonwealth, and you mismanage it or you pack them as if it is yours. Hello, sir. It is not yours. It is the rights of a citizen like me and every other person out there. Bring it on. Let's share it, please. Create opportunity. Number one, an enabling environment where investors from outside would want to come in. Tell me, who would want to come to Nigeria at this point to come and create jobs? Who would want to come in? Do we want to talk about light, electricity? No light. Even if I were to be an entrepreneur, where will I have money to buy the kind of fuel to run my business in order to employ people? Where would you see that kind of money? I'm trying to start up. I don't even have the capital. So government, please, sir, come down and listen to the masses. We are hungry. We are tired. We are crying. We are jobless. Create an enabling environment for investors to come into this country, to come into the state. Create jobs, please. So when we talk about jobs, please, sir, I want to let you know that you said you have released a so number of slots or thousands of jobs. Please, sir, follow through. I am not making any accusation, but please, sir, follow through. Ensure that you fix people in place to be sure that the people who are actually deserving of those slots, those positions, are the ones that are being employed. Thanks to our governor, because he has started that already. Previously, it never used to be like that. We hope that what has started is going to stay. Please, I have a lot to say, but let me just give you time, sir.
All right, thank you so much. That's been so wonderful. Mr. Cosmos, I want you to assess this particular aspect. Rural-urban migration. Does it have anything to do with unemployment?
Yeah.
Does it cause unemployment? And do you think we should desist from it?
Absolutely. Rural-urban migration, it's a factor, a contributory factor to unemployment. You know, most times the grass always seems greener at the other pasture, at the other side, until you get over there.
That's very correct.
You know, having to live as a young man, spending all my time in the village, in my village, you can see in the small government area, you know, living there as naive as I was, and not having the necessary skills, not being well equipped for what lies ahead, coming to the city of Uyo, it's almost very certain that I'm going to get lost. So it's not always easy finding your feet from the word go. So you need to experience that period of unemployment, trying to struggle, trying to get put your act together, and trying to see how to better your lot. So rural-urban migration is a contributory factor to unemployment in Nigeria.
Yeah, because if the villages are developed, if we have agricultural boost in the villages, people will not have to come to the town
In the first place.
The town is overcrowded. Sometimes you find some of our guys on the street, maybe these motorists, they want to yap themselves. You find them telling one another, "Go baby, get on." I go, you walk. You wanna go, you? Okay, thank you so much. Now, you see, we have called on government to create an enabling environment for our youths to be resourceful, our youths to be employed, and the youths themselves, they have to work themselves up skill wise in order to see how to fit in themselves and make the society a place where we can be and we live in peace and we grow the society. One major factor I want us to consider now is moving away from government aid, moving away from sitting and there is this word now, waiting, always waiting, and having this sense of entitlement. The government should do this, the government should do that. I want us to look at entrepreneurship. What do you think about that word entrepreneurship, and how does it come in here to help us? Mr. Cosmos.
To fully understand entrepreneurship, there are three words I want us to consider. One is value. Number two is innovation. Number three is risk taking.
That's it.
Yeah, because to talk of entrepreneurship, you must first and foremost ask yourself, what value do I want to add to the society? What value do I want to add to myself? You know, it is not all the time that we have to sit folding our arms waiting for the government to provide jobs. We have to roll up our sleeves, get into the fields and start working. So you need to ask yourself, what value do I want to add to myself? What value do I want to add to the society? What value do I even want to sell? Do I want to offer? They need to be innovative about what you want to do. Remember, you have so many other persons offering the same thing. But what distinguishes you from the other person? So you need to put that into consideration. And again, you must be ready to take risk. Because entrepreneurship demands, apart from the financial risk, you know, even the manpower, all forms of risk taking. So you need to be ready to take this risk before you can now think of acquiring these skills and seeing how you can sell this skill to the public. Because just like when we say, if there is a person or a man to pray, there's a God to answer. So certainly, if there's someone to offer value, if you have what to sell, certainly there will be people to buy. So an entrepreneurship is really one of the ways we can move away from unemployment. You see, the fact is, people now are really embracing these things. There are people who have acquired certificates in the university or any form of certifications. You see, discover that they have kept that certificate one side. They have now gone into the street. Let me use that word, the street, to get the necessary skills, because what you ordered for versus what you actually in two different things entirely.
No beans.
So that is it.
All right, thank you so much. Which means, in a nutshell, you're trying to tell us that you have to position yourself strategically, doing common things in an uncommon way. Thank you so much. You want to lend a voice to this, your view on entrepreneurship?
Yes, most definitely. The other time I talked about entrepreneurship, and then I reminded young graduates and even the ones that are still in school, I told them the best you can be, no matter your level of education, no matter what you know, whether you have a first-class degree, master's degree holder, PhD, and what have you, the best you can do for yourself is getting a skill. So as an entrepreneur, not just answering the name, but discovering a problem. Look around you. Discover a problem. When you discover a problem, you work on yourself, create your strategies on how to solve or fix that problem. It is in that aspect that you are going to be an employer of labor. Depending on the kind of problem you have been able to discover, you work on it, profits will come afterwards. You Shebi, now who work the job now? So as you work, as you give your service, whether it is goods you want to sell or it's a service you want to provide, but you discover the need of the people, you work on it, and then from there, as an entrepreneur, you build your business. That is the process you will think of employing another person. Employing another person, paying the person, and then assisting your community, assisting your society. So if I am an entrepreneur, it means I should be recognized in terms of an employer of labor, depending on the scale of my business. Now, there's a problem. Entrepreneurs have challenges. These people actually are willing to employ others, They are willing to push their businesses to the next level, but they don't have what it takes. Sometimes government tax them beyond what their business
income.
can even carry. So it means that government has to set some policies that are very much on advantage of the entrepreneur. Another person would want to be an entrepreneur, but where is the skill? And then we talk of vocational skills. The government has set acquisition skills programs. Vocational training is ongoing. Hello, sir. Let me tell you again, sir. Please, with due respect, kindly set up people to check the list of those involved. I don't apply tire. For that, this thing, I don't apply tire. Please, sir, let it be truthful. Is it the men at the top that are actually seizing this opportunity, hijacking for their persons? Are there really are this opportunity really going to the low of the low of the low, the people that are actually ready, the vulnerables, the people that seek in earnest these privileges in order to better their life? They are ready to work. Or are you seizing that fund, that loan, that support that was given to the other entrepreneur to set up to be able to be an employer of labor? They are now hijacking to their people. Please, sir, please, sir, please, sir, kindly check whether these people are completing what you started or are fulfilling the instruction you sent them to do. Because entrepreneurship is the next thing that should curb the menace of unemployment. If the atmosphere, the environment is being prepared and set well for entrepreneurs, then if I am able to employ 20, 50, and the other person is able to employ 20, people will not be hungry. People will not be hungry. They will not be angry. And they will not go into stealing. Some of them are depressed and they are now resorting themselves to drug addiction. Some are considering suicide. Hello, sir. Some are considering suicide. So the word entrepreneurship should be the watchword. People should think of how to raise. Government should even think of how to support more entrepreneurs, knowing that this private sector are going to handle, at least, even if not too much, even if you don't pay them much, at least the fact that somebody is going to work, do you know it will work on the person's mental health?
That's very correct.
Yes,
that's very correct.
for the fact that he or she is leaving the house, depression will disappear.
Men sana in corporate sano.
That's true. You just made me remember a scenario some years ago. That was when I was unemployed. I think it was actually a fictional unemployment because it was just caused by the fact that I had left a particular job now in search of another. Do you know, most times I usually leave my house. I would just look for somewhere to sit. I will while away the rest of the day. Then in the evening, I will get back to the house. Yes. Just to have that feeling
that you've left the house.
Left the house. And moreover, when you're not at home, so many things will pass you by.
That's right. That's
so I didn't want to create that impression. Oh, this man is jobless. I don't do it. So you just get out of the house, find somewhere to stay. The evening you return. So actually, that's very correct. That no matter the pay, sometimes this pay is not even commensurable with the work. But the fact that you have where you leave your house every morning has a lot to do with your mental health.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Samantha. Thank you so much, Mr. Cosmos S.C.T. for this wonderful expose on the topic today, the menace of unemployment, and also bringing to bear the place of entrepreneurship in curbing this menace. The government of Akwa Ibom State, the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I want to believe that what we are doing this afternoon will get to you at your various levels, and it is a clarion call that more should be done. More should be done, creating ambience, creating enabling jobs, and creating ensuring that the wherewithal are available for upcoming or would-be entrepreneurs. And to our youngsters out there who are willing to be entrepreneurs and who are in search of jobs, we have to pause and consider our attitude to whatever we are about to face. Whether you are up to facing an employable situation where you'll be employed, or you want to create a job for yourself, you want to be an entrepreneur, consider your attitude towards your work, because your attitude defines you. And when you have the right attitude to what you do and your engagement, of course, you will excel. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to our very wonderful audience out there. A word or two from our guests.
Okay, thank you so much for staying with us. All I can say is no matter the situation you find yourself as we speak, please learn a skill. Learn a skill no matter what it is. It will definitely save you some stress on rainy days. I am Samantha.
Thank you so much, Samantha. And
Thank you, dear viewers. Thank you. We are here because of you, and you're there because of us. Thank you for always joining us. And as a parting shot, please let me let my voice down, Samantha. Whatsoever you're doing, get a skill. Don't wait for the government to provide work. Try to see how you yourself can not just get yourself employed, but how you can also be an employer of labor. With that, we can better our lots.
remember, an unexamined life is a life not worth living. Therefore, whoever you are, know yourself, know your ability, and work on yourself. I still remain Ezekiel Utang. We will come your way next week by this time. Cheers and goodbye.